Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener. This is Debbie. And how well did we do with saving seeds this season? Is it sustainable? Well, what do you think? Right here we have Royal Burgundy bush beans. I just pulled these out yesterday. It did frost, actually a freeze, 2 nights ago. And fortunately, all of the beans were pretty much dry at that point, so it doesn't really affect them. So we went ahead and got those pulled and shelled out. Basically, you just want to shell them out. And then we'll put them in a Ziploc bag after they have a chance to sit here and dry for a couple of days. Right now, they're pretty much almost dry. You can hear that they have a little bit of a softness to them, and that happens if you have them still in the pods. So they'll dry off for a couple of days, and then we'll get them separated out into bags, and then we'll have them in long storage for planting for next season or gifting to people or wherever they need to end up. So that's the Royal Burgundy bush beans. Then we had our half runner beans. You can tell the difference even after they're shelled. Now these are almost completely dry because they had been dried out in the pod for quite a while, and they just needed shelled out. There was only a few of them that were still a little bit even slightly green. I mean, most of them were mostly yellow and leathered over and dried out completely. So that was the half runner beans. Now we have the rattlesnake pole beans. I didn't have as many of those because I did not save a whole lot of the seeds last season from the rattlesnake pole beans. I did not know whether I was going to grow them again, even for this gardening season. And I'm glad that I did because they actually ended up tasting better than they did the year previously. So I did go ahead and save the seeds that I had from those, and there'll be plenty for next year's planting, and then we'll save more seed after that. So we'll have even more of those saved, and I'll go ahead and see if I can keep growing them and seeing maybe if they just grow on me a little bit more. I just don't like them as much as I do the other beans that I have grown. But this, like this said, this season they did a lot better than they had the previous season. And then we have the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. And you can tell they're completely different. They're a brown bean when they dry out. And they were also just about completely dry when I went ahead and gathered those. So these actually make wonderful soup beans when they're dried out. If you have a lot of them and you shell them out, you can actually use these in place of like pinto beans or October beans. I wish that I had grown some October beans. Those are actually one of my favorite soup beans more than pinto beans are. So I wish I had grown some cranberry beans. I don't have any of the seed and I need to get some of those. And we will be growing those when we get moved because we'll have a much larger garden. And we are continuing our path on being as completely sustainable as we can be, even here. So we are saving all of our own seed. We're growing most of our own produce. We're canning almost everything that we have. We have way outgrown the canning cabinet that I've shown you in previous videos. We are now expanding out into the regular pantry. We've replaced buying any broth whatsoever because we actually can all of our own broth now. And we are making most of our canned tomato varieties. The only thing I don't can is diced tomatoes, and that's simply because I like more of a paste tomato variety. So I have loads and loads of tomato sauce and loads of stewed tomatoes, which is mostly what we use, but I don't have the diced tomatoes yet. So this season I am going to just use the stewed tomatoes and just dice them up when I take them out of the jar. So anyway, this is our bean harvest. Now we did have quite a lot of other harvests of seeds. Let me show you those. And we're still waiting on harvest of lettuce seeds because those have went to seed. They bloomed and they're now fuzzy right now. So I could start gathering them at any time, but not all of them are finished. And that's just because they handle a freeze and a frost quite well, and they have. So we will gather those as they start coming in. So most of these are going to be flower seeds. because we did go over and above the amount of flowers that we did the years previously. So we have a lot of zinnia seeds that we're still waiting here drying out. And we have cosmos seeds. We actually have 2 containers each of cosmos and calendula seeds. So we have all of this going on. We have marigold seeds. We've saved all of our marigolds after they're already spent, and we just keep putting them in a container. I actually already have some bagged up. So we have a lot of those. We have some of our squash seeds and cantaloupe seeds that we've saved. And we have, I think that this was snapdragons, but they dry out pretty quick. So these were snapdragon seeds. And then we had some rhubarb seeds that we'd saved earlier in the season. And we have onion seeds. These are all evergreen bunching onion seeds that we've saved. And there's actually even more underneath this. And then we have parsley seed that we've saved. And we have some more flowers here. These were Harmony. And I think this was, I'll have to look that one up again just to make sure what that one was. I know basically what all of them are, and I can separate them out as I'm going in and doing that. But we have loads of seeds saved here. We still have some bean seeds that we need to figure out which ones these are from. These dried earlier in the season, so I need to figure out those. And once I shell them out, I'll know which types that they are. And we have tomato seeds that we saved. We just mostly saved tomato seeds from the cherry tomatoes because I had plenty of the larger varieties of tomato seeds already saved, so I don't need to save any more of those right now. We saved some of the ground cherries for seed as well. And we have, just a few other seeds in here. We got some more cantaloupe seeds that we saved here. We also have pansy seeds that I don't have in this section over here. And we also have petunia seeds that I've saved. So loads and loads of different seeds. And of course, we always do dill. Our dill is up here drying right now, and there's seeds in there. And we'll get those saved. Just loads and loads of produce, loads and loads of seeds that we've saved. We also have some of our pumpkin seeds that we saved. This was from a mystery pumpkin that we had, and we're not quite sure what the variety of the pumpkin was, but we really did enjoy the flavor. So I went ahead and saved the seeds on that, and you can tell the flesh was like just really, really orange, but it was actually a green pumpkin. So it was very, very strange. And I thought, because it was green, I kept thinking, well, I don't want to harvest it. But I'm glad that I did, because you can see the seeds were definitely mature and the pulp was definitely mature. So anyway, I think it's a buttercup squash, but we'll find out when these grow again, and hopefully I can get them identified at that point. So we have a bunch of those seeds that are saved. We still were getting cherry tomatoes up until the freeze. I went ahead and pulled off the rest of our cherry tomatoes and got them in this container, and they've been changing color as we went along. I actually made a quiche day before yesterday out of some of these cherry tomatoes. It was a spinach ricotta quiche, and it had tomatoes sliced up on the top, and it was absolutely delicious. So we've got all of those seeds saved. There's still more seeds out in the garden that we're going to be pulling and saving all along. So that is what is going on here at our house. I did get some of the seeds saved from the yellow beans that I had grown this season. There just wasn't enough of them to really harvest for a green bean, so I just went ahead and saved the seeds on those. I'm getting ready to take these, shell these out right now and put them in this container and get those dried, and then we'll get those put away. So you can be sustainable on a small piece of land. The land that is with our house is less than a third of an acre. And most of that is taken up with the house and the garage and the garden shed. And there's a couple of flower beds that we haven't converted yet. We have not taken all of the grass. So we do have about 9 different garden plots. And some of them are large, and then some of them are small, very, very tiny. One of them's just about 5 feet across. So you can grow quite a bit of food and even put away seeds with that small amount of land. And I want to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. We're now over 500 subscribers. So thank you to each and every one of you that have subscribed to the channel. Hopefully you're learning something or taking something out of each video that I put out. And hopefully it inspires you to start growing wherever you are. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notices on new videos as they come out. And again, I am in Garden Zone 5A, 5B in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And this is Debbie, and we will look forward to seeing you in the next video.